Hello, this film's about how to understand journal articles. Because when you're at university, you're probably going to be asked to read these journal articles because it's really important when you're doing research or you're writing reports. You can find a lot of information in these journal articles. So, in university language, more formally, I'm going to be talking about critically evaluating academic journal articles, which is a skill you need to do if you're studying at UK university, like I say, doing research or writing your own reports. So, what is a journal article? Well, a journal article is simply a piece of writing that's been written by other experts in the field about what they're doing for their research and what they've found and what they'd like you to know. But importantly, that writing has been checked by other experts before it was published. That's a check. It's called peer review. And it's important because it checks that the author has written good quality information that hopefully you can rely upon in your work. So, this is a check to make sure that people aren't copying other people or they aren't making up their results. Which is really important. You can imagine if you're a scientist working on something like a new medicine for some disease, you want to make sure that that is safe for people to take and that it actually has a positive outcome. So, peer review of scientific journal articles and journal articles in other subjects is really, really important. So it's important for you to be careful when reading journal articles because they should be accurate and reliable. And unfortunately, when you're searching on the internet using common search engines, even going through your university libraries, electronic databases of journal articles, there are some articles out there that aren't so accurate and aren't so reliable because perhaps they haven't been through a thorough peer review process. So, where do you find these good articles? Well, firstly, look for articles in well known journals. If you do a search on the internet and look for well known journal articles in your topic area. So, for example, if you're doing ecology, you might look in journals such as Nature, those sort of things. But your professors, your teachers, your colleagues will know what are good articles to use for your subject. And of course, your librarian at your university can help you with that. So you can check if the journal and the articles in that journal have been peer reviewed by other experts. And if it has a good peer review process, then that makes it more likely that that is a good article, a good journal to be using. And of course, make sure the article is about a topic that is interesting to you and useful for the sort of information that you're looking for. So, if you're writing about the ecology of magpie birds in the UK, then you're going to be required to look at journals that are writing about nature, writing about birds, writing about UK birds. It's no good a topic in a journal article that's writing about, I don't know, African big game animals because that's irrelevant. It's not going to help you. So search for journals that are on the right topic and with articles within those journals that are more clearly focused on your topic of interest. So then you have to try and understand the parts of a journal article. So usually articles have these parts. Firstly, an abstract. Some people might call that a summary. It's a summary of the whole article. So usually a page, maybe 250 to 400 words that summarizes the key points of everything in that article. Obviously, it misses out some of the details, but the abstract is really useful for you to skim or scan, read, without having to delve into the whole article and spend lots of time going through all the details that may not be relevant to you, because the abstract can give you a flavor and give you an indication of what that article is about and whether you need to read everything in that article or not, or just move on. After the abstract, usually there's an introduction that tells you what the article is about. It sets the context and the background of the article. And again, it helps you build up a picture of what and why the authors of this article have done. Then the methods. So this explains how the research that the article is about was carried out, was done. After the methods usually comes a results section. So this shows what the researchers found as part of their research. Then there's usually a discussion that is where the authors talk about what the results actually mean to them, any patterns, any trends, those sort of things. And there might be conclusions and recommendations after the discussion that's coming out of that discussion as to the author's suggestions about a good way forward to improve the status quo. So make sure that the article you've chosen, or the articles you choose, are well organized and easy to follow. They're usually the best articles for you to use as the basis of your writing and your further work at university. So firstly, check the research. Ask yourself, did the researchers do the research correctly? Look at their methods. Do you think they were appropriate? Do you think they were unbiased? Do you think they were carried out properly? So, for example, excuse me, the sample size that they chose, was that appropriate? Did they use good methods to collect their data? Did they follow the rules about treating people fairly? Think about the ethics of the research and how the researchers carried out. So, for example, if they were doing experiments in a laboratory, did they involve animals? Were those animals treated properly? If they were doing surveys or observations of people, were those people treated properly in that? Then you can look at the results. Do the results make sense to you? Do the researchers explain the results clearly? Perhaps they're quite complex, but if the researchers have done a good job in the article to explain, perhaps they've used some graphs or tables to make it easier for you to understand the results, then that's the sign of a good article, I think. Do the researchers in the article discuss the problems or the weaknesses in their research, so you can really understand how good the researchers were at undertaking that research? And importantly, any assumptions or factors that affected the research results that may be really important for you to know about. And then check the fairness of the article and what it's talking about. So, did the researchers have any special interests in the results of their work that might have positively or negatively influenced their results? So, for example, if they're paid by a company to do a particular research project, has the company, have then those researchers an invested interest in the outcome of that research, perhaps positively or negatively? So usually a research article, somewhere probably towards the end, there will be a paragraph or so, a section about who funded the research and how that may or may not have influenced the results. So watch out for that. Did the researchers copy someone else's work without saying so? Are there references that are appropriate and adequate and up to date in that journal article. If so, that's a sign that it's pretty good. Has it been peer reviewed? Have those references been checked by other experts? Has this work been checked by those experts? And that's usually a sign of a good article. So, in summary, remember to be careful when reading journal articles. Make sure you choose good quality peer reviewed journals and the articles within them that are well structured. The methods are outlined clearly so you can understand how good the results are and how fair that research was and the report of it is that you're reading. And by doing this, you can make sure to your utmost ability that you're using reliable information upon which to build in your own work. So thank you very much for watching. Hope that's useful. If you've liked it, please like and subscribe to the channel and keep an eye out. There's other films, many more films on my First Class University channel to help you as a UK university student. Bye now.